Yo, microphone check.
Whoa. Over that ice involved shoot.
Microphone check. Yo, what's going on, y'all? What's good in the hood? JP, Jay the Prophet, we in the building, man. Today, we talking about Renee Good or is it Renee Bad? Because I'm confused. I'm really confused. We got Democrats saying it's Renee Good and Republicans saying it's Renee Terrorist. Okay, so we got Renee Good. She was the winner of the Academy of American Poets Prize poem on learning how to dissect a fetal pig, which is very telling on how she acts according to Republicans. Dissecting a fetal pig, that's a terrorist threat, I guess. I mean, Republicans will see it that way, at least conservatives are, because they're definitely very offended by someone trying to flee the police and getting shot in the head. But either way, her family describes her as a devoted Christian who participates in youth mission trips. Um, yeah, conservatives would probably retort and say that she was not a devoted Christian because she was a lesbian. I guess I don't know. I don't know how religious people look at that, but I know in the Bible they do say certain things. But I'm not saying that you can't be a devoted Christian and be gay because that's definitely not the truth. But if conservatives are going to try to fine comb through this, going to definitely see that she was gay and she supported trans. If you supported trans, then you're the devil, pretty much. So that's what we got with Renee Good. Like she was a legal observer. She was there trying to, not de-escalate, but just interfere with the ice thing. I don't agree with ICE being there in the first place, nor do I think that she should have been there. I don't blame her for getting shot in the head. I completely 100% blame ICE for that. There's no reason why an American citizen should get shot in their head for violating an ICE official's orders. There's no reason why someone should get shot in the head for violating ICE official's orders. There's no reason at all. So I think that's a big sticking point for a lot of Americans that yeah, she could have been a radical leftist supporting immigrants that maybe she didn't have any in her family, like supporting a cause that she has nothing to do with. That could all be true. The fact is that she was shot in her head by a federal officials that's supposed to be getting immigration people. It doesn't look good for Americans. So yeah, just going on to the incident, we all know what happened. There's a lot of discussion on how it happened. Did she hit the car? Did she hit the officer before he shot her? Was he able to get out the way? Like a million questions that all can be answered, but the people who's asking the question, they don't care about the answer. That's the one thing. They don't care about the answer. So you have an officer that makes his way around the car and places himself in front of a car where a person is trying to, she's blocking the intersection. So they're telling her to move. He places himself in front of the car, which doesn't seem too out of pocket, but you don't stay there the whole time and pull a gun out. You know what I mean? So he puts himself in front of the car. He touches the car, reaches forward, leans forward onto the car. So that's when the contact between him and the car. He initiated the contact between him and the car. So if your hand is on the car and the car moves forward, you're gonna, like, your body, everything's gonna get hit. You're touching the car. So I don't get where she violently ran over him. Like he leaned forward onto the car, put his hand there, reached with his other hand for the gun. So when you're leaning on the car with one hand and that car moves, either if it goes backwards or forwards, you're going to be in a bad position, right? Luckily, it went forward, and he was able to sidestep out the way right when he let the shot off. Um, People are ignoring this. People are ignoring the fact that it's not police policy to stand in front of cars. Cars go forward and backwards. We don't have futuristic cars yet. I mean, I know they dropped the H3 or whatever H would that does the E. I think that does the side driving, but she wasn't driving that. She was driving a yeah, she was definitely driving a Honda Pilot. So you could take that to the bank how you want to, but I could tell you that for sure it wasn't. She wasn't driving the Honda. I mean the H3, and that would be the one that goes sideways. So he stood in front of the car for a reason. And normally when you see the body cams, the guy stands in front of the car. That's when someone dies. Normally when you watch the police videos, cops, they got a OP live now. Go ahead, watch OP live. The cops aren't getting in front of the vehicles. They put their vehicle in front of the vehicle, but they don't stand in front of the vehicle. They don't stand behind the vehicle if someone's in. That's why they make sure the car is off. They get people out the car before they start searching and doing things because you can easily get hit. I think it's widely known that people doing bad things want to escape, right? And you could get hit because that person wants to escape. They don't want to kill you because obviously they're trying to escape. They know if they kill you, they're going to jail for life and maybe even put to the death penalty. So I don't think people are running into cops because they hate cops. Like she was trying to flee the scene, and you could tell when you look at the video and she turned the steering wheel. I think, hey, what's going on? What's going on? I think that the other angle from the front when he leans onto the car, it looks like she kind of runs into him, but it's still not even a run over or a violent. You know, he was in the way. It's like a protester. Like the other day, last night, a MAGA person ran over a protester. It's the same situation. The protester saw the car coming. The car was honking. The protester got in front of the car to stop the car from coming, and the car went right through the protester and rolled over him. So the protester rolled over the car. I don't get where that's justified and this isn't justified. So the cop can just step in front of the car like he's He-Man to try to stop it, just like the crazy protester that thinks they can stop the car. The protester that's not trained by the police, that's not trained by the IDF, that's not trained by all the training in the world. This is just a regular protester that's mad someone got shot in the head. So moving on, I mean, we can't say Nicole is all innocent because she was out there to cause she was out there to cause problems for ICE. She was out. That was her sole reason to being out there. She wasn't out there to help immigrants escape. She wasn't out there to help anything else but to just be a headache for ICE. So when you put yourself in that position, which I do find liberals do that a lot, they've put themselves in these positions where they put themselves in a line of fire. And when someone else is in the line of fire, they step in front. And I'm not sure if it's just a hero mentality or they're just will to help, their goodwill to help people of all creeds and ethnicities. But the white liberal is stepping in front of bullets, and unfortunately this time the bullet she got hit by the bullet. So I don't get where I don't completely understand how she's justified. I don't get it. How she's sorry about that, y'all. Yeah, I don't get it how she's justified 100%. That was just a little sound check right there, making sure the sound's still on. But she was out there trying to do what some would see as God's work and some would see as the devil's work. All right. And I think what I was trying to get into is just a lot of times we see the white liberal co-op certain movements to help. Man, sometimes these movements have to flow through the liberal base to even happen. So you see it with BLM, where it was just angry black folks mad at the world. You know what I mean? But then you see when and they had their supporters and everybody came out. It wasn't just all black folks, but it was a lot of black folks out there. But at nighttime, you notice the demographics changed a lot. We have to be careful. We have to be careful, all right? Because we can't always invite everybody in, because sometimes they're gonna bring in some people that don't necessarily want to see the movement move forward, right? But let's go back, because they did try to characterize Renee as some sort of a terrorist, which I don't think she is. Trump, characterized these events as the officer using self defense. He criticized the lady, recording the video as a professional agitator. Reports that she admitted to talking Renee to go down and do what she did. So I think that's could be where he's getting at with that. I'm not trying to justify anything he's saying. Christy Nome, which is completely unjustified, she said it was an act of domestic terrorism. And I think we should be really cautious when we start throwing around that word. But when you're dealing with poets like Renee, I mean, we have to be careful with these poets. They're clearly the most dangerous sale of all. You know what I mean? They imagine a scheme. Just imagine it. They paint a picture or write a haiku poem about a fetal pig, sell it to some billionaire for millions of dollars. They take that millions of dollars and flood it into poetic terrorism, to where there's people historically been locked up for poetic terrorism. Not in America. I mean, we had a couple, but I don't think it was attached to their poetry. But yeah, imagine the scheme. I mean, I think that's what the conservatives want us to imagine. This poet is selling her poets for millions of dollars, and she's funding terrorism because she's a domestic terrorist, right? I mean, I don't know how else to see how a poet can be such a terrorist. But we can even look at certain things, certain poets that have had hard times historically. You know what I mean? A lot of them in Russia, fighting combat. A lot of them not U.S. based. I'll say that. It's not U.S. based. You know what I mean? We got Joseph Brodsky. He's a Nobel Prize winning Russian poet charged by the Soviet authorities for social parasitism because he didn't have a job. We got some other people. We got an American, I think, over here. We do got an American, man. He was locked up for a poet. He got locked up for something he did when he was 16, right? We had another poet. I mean, a couple poets. They have killed people in the past, so these poets are violent, But I don't know if we really need to worry about the terrorist poet, the poet cells, because they technically don't have the longest rap sheet, But we do need to worry about these agitators that seem to under the guise of other movements, they seem to be given the energy to go out there and fight even harder for these movements than the people fighting for the movements, causing a cycle of peaceful protest, escalation, then them blaming the peaceful protesters the next day. And I don't know if that's 100% fair to say, but it is something that we've seen a lot during BLM. We've seen a lot during the Black Lives Matters protest. It's clearly a double-edged sword for all participants. The white participants or the non-black participants, people who are not involved in the protest, appear to be putting themselves in the line of fire. Even martyrs, you know what I mean? It's technically is not beneficial for the people who they're helping, because sometimes these things that they portray during these situations, they escalate to a point where it's a stain on the movement itself. So next time when they want to come out and peacefully protest, they got a bunch of SWAT officers out there with gas masks and ready to just fire rubber bullets at their head. Statistics have shown daytime protests during the BLM protests were overwhelmingly black. But for some reason, when night came, it went to like 50-50. You know what I mean? So I'm not exactly sure why, people ignore these things when they try to blame BLM on black people, the protests, the violence, the riots. Yes, black people were looting. We loot, but we're not burning down stuff. We don't do stuff like that. All right? Because that's anti what we do. We like to, we could take some things because it increases the value. But unless it's something like, some crazy, outrageous thing like Rodney King or something like that, like we're really not burning down stuff of people, the stuff that people we like. Let's just say that. I'm just saying we using a we, but I don't even know black people out there burning out. So that was like the '90s, the '80s. That was way back then, and it who knows who put the fire, the battery pack on their back to do that then, right? So moving forward, what we gonna do now, man? Trump is gonna make being a liberal or a Democrat illegal to the point where it's not even you're not gonna have to register to vote, register your party at the DMV no more. You're gonna have to tell them what religion you are so they can put your religion on your ID card. So I mean, this is let's fast forward to the end of Trump administration. If they wanted it, if they had it the way they wanted it, there would be no liberal, there would be no Democrat. But they love to use identity. So what are they going to identify us with? Race and religion. That's all they want to do. They want to take out the Democrat because they understand that the two party system has failed. The uniparty system is as visual, as luminous as ever. Like there's no way to hide it now. Like they all plan to vote for the same thing, and it's crazy. Everybody knows the uniparty's there. So right now they're pretty much just consolidating that in the one conservative party, making being liberal illegal practically. Like if you're a liberal and you have liberal ideologies and you even get shot in the head by a cop, they'll call you a domestic terrorist. So imagine that, like you get shot in the head because of your ideology, they call you the domestic terrorist. And when you were just in your car, I mean, doing some stuff you shouldn't have been doing, but not enough to get a bullet in your brain. There's been other things happening right now, especially with Keith Porter in LA. Like no one's talking about it. An off-duty ICE officer killed him. New Year's Eve, Keith Porter fires a shot in the air. Okay, celebratory shot. New Year's Eve. Yes, not legal. Definitely not in California. But I don't know if they're sentencing people to death. Not yet. Maybe fast forward to Judge Dredd time, they're doing stuff like that, but not yet. They're not putting bullets in people for shooting guns celebratory in the air on New Year's Eve. So this happened, and apparently an off-duty ICE officer heard the shot, grabbed his gun, and rushed out to be the hero, right? Because he's an ICE officer. Like it had to have been an immigrant that let the shot off. I'm guessing it had to have been. I mean, he's ICE, right? So he runs out there, he confronts the guy. It escalates to the point where the ICE agent puts a bullet in the dude. So the dude shoots in the air. The ICE agent puts a bullet in the dude, right? Keith Porter. He puts a bullet in Keith Porter. And the outcome of that is, I believe DHS called the ICE agent, the off-duty ICE agent, he wasn't even on duty, referred to him as an American hero. The DHS called him brave. I said, maybe not an American hero. They called him brave. He was brave. He went out there with his gun when he heard a gunshot, and he killed someone. You know what I mean? The family, Porter's family, is saying it's just straight out murder. Like, dude shot a bullet in the air. There was no threat. There was no victim, or that he knows of, you know. But there was no victim, and that he got shot. He shot a bullet in the air. Who knows? That bullet could have came down, hit someone in the head. Let's just cover the full story. But we don't have no reports of that. We don't have no evidence of that happening. The bullet could have just landed in some dirt field somewhere. But let it be known, the ICE officer came out and put a bullet in poor Keith Porter's head. We're gonna do another video on that. I'm gonna dive into that because I just got led on to that story, and I just want to be sure that we have all the facts right. But just to go off, I want y'all to go watch the clip of the video and just picture these words that what Trump said, okay? Because he's really getting it wrong right now, and I think that the fact that we have so many video tapes of it, his hyperbole, his exaggeration, it's coming off to be hyperbole and exaggeration. Like I don't see people actually believing it because when you watch the video, so let's just read it. Trump says on Truth Social, I just viewed the clip of the event which took place in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It is a horrible thing to watch. The woman was screaming. The woman recording was screaming. Obviously a professional agitator. The woman driving the car was very disorderly, obstructing and resisting. Then who then violently, willfully, viciously ran over an ICE officer. See, yeah, okay. Sorry, I thought something popped up. See, that's the part. He said violently, willfully, and viciously. Two of those things can be proven a lie just from watching the video. It wasn't violent, it wasn't vicious. Willfully needs to be investigated, but when you look at the video, you can clearly see she was turning her wheel to avoid from hitting him, right? So imagine he shot her before she turned the wheel. If he would have shot her before she turned the wheel, he would have been violently, viciously ran over and maybe not even alive right now. If he would have shot her before she turned the wheel, he'd probably be dead right now. Do you guys hear me? Like, if the wheel was straight, you saw what the car did after he shot her, right? She turned the wheel, he shot her, the car avoided hitting him at an angle and turned into a bullet and a missile and ran into some other car. Poor, good things there wasn't no kid or somebody out there, just anybody out there seeing all the commotion, trying to see and get killed by a car because the cop turned that vehicle into a 2-ton missile, right? So imagine if she hadn't turned the wheel and he shot her prior to that, right? So her foot's on the gas, then she goes straight into him. It doesn't allow him the time or the just the movement to get out the way because it's straight on him. He can't slide off the vehicle because it's turning, right? And I think that's a problem that Trump is dealing with because everybody's watching the video, no matter how much Elon Musk's bots on Twitter want to post it, these paid influencers want to post the clip of the angle, the furthest away angle, that the only angle that can justify what they said happened. That's the only clip they play. It's the only clip they play. I've seen 3 to 4 different vantage points already. The Republicans have posted the most obvious vantage point, and they obviously want you to not believe your eyes when you watch the video. You can clearly see both dudes' legs out of danger of the car. Oh, want to know why? How did he get hit by the car and both his legs are out of danger? Because he was leaning on the car. He had one hand on the car, then he was pulling his gun out and he popped her in the head. He put a hand on her car, on the car. He touched the car. So how could she hit him when he touched the car? And the only reason why he didn't get ran over because she turned her wheel before he shot her. She low-key saved his life. Bro was acting dumb. He shot someone with their foot on the gas or gonna be on the gas. He apparently went on the gas after he shot her while he was standing in front of the car. Dumbest cop of the year. 2026, dumbest cop of the year. Apparently, he was already dragged by an illegal immigrant. He's not the smartest guy. He's getting dragged by illegal immigrants. He's standing in front of cars, shooting people in the head when they're not even gonna hit him. Like, bro is not the brightest one. He already got dragged last time by an illegal immigrant. Bro, get your fucking arm out the car. Like, protect yourself, bro. You trying to just put yourself in danger so you can kill people? I don't know the name of this officer, but I can goddamn tell you they're going to write a book about his idiocracy. I mean, it's going to be in the police manual. Like, don't do this stupid stuff. I don't get it. But let's just, God bless. I mean, God willing, this doesn't happen again. And, let's hope that ICE can do their job and just do it right. And maybe good ICE officers don't get demonized because of this. And maybe good ICE officers speak out because of this. So can y'all do me a favor? Like, subscribe, follow, all that. If you're already following, share this with a friend. Rest in peace, Renee Good. Rest in peace. Just any ICE officer that lost their life in the line of duty. Like, rest in peace, in Venezuela, everybody that we killed in Venezuela just to get Maduro. I mean, as a distraction to get Maduro, we kill people in Venezuela just to distract them to get Maduro. And word on the street is we already had a deal. Like, it was a deal. Like, they didn't have to do all that. Like, we could have just grabbed Maduro. Like, no one was gonna protect him. His people had already turned on him. Like, just because they knew the U.S. is coming in, it was like, hey, let's just try to save any kind. That's a whole nother story. We'll talk about Venezuela a different day, but I appreciate for y'all stopping in. Have a good one.